All the hype's over. We've been with you with a week of behind the scenes, all access right here on Navigator Financial, sold out on Super Sunday. It's time to get it on.
We won the Super Bowl, man. It's just a dream come true. God's really opening doors.
This is the greatest team sport ever conceived.
Well, God did it for him. He can do it for him.
Sold Out TV on Super Sunday. This is a behind-the-scenes reality TV show. It shows fans what goes on at the Super Bowl and also what goes on behind the scenes of the Super Bowl. What a great concept.
True blessing.
I mean, to win the Super Bowl.
Kickoff time on Sold Out on Super Sunday. I'm outside the media center. The action's picking up. We're about 3 days away from kickoff from the Seahawks and the Steelers. We're going to go inside, show you something really special. As you can see, we've got Steeler fans. Tell them who's going to win. Seahawk fans. Everybody who's anybody in the NFL, Hollywood, celebrities, movies, you name it, this is the place to be. The headquarters of the NFL Super Bowl 40.
God is for you. To be a Super Bowl MVP, considering the role that I came, and you know, all the naysayers who said I couldn't do this.
And so many people talking about their trust in the Lord and how it brought you through this.
Oh, there's no question, man. It's just, you know, it all starts from Him, and we always give praise to the man above when good or bad things going, and He definitely was on my side today.
It's been very special this year, just to have opportunity to block for this guy right here, and you know, for him to be named as the league MVP. I think we're both very passionate about what we do, very determined about winning and being successful.
I think with the lull that we had and the adversity that we had to face that enabled us to grow, God definitely had His hand in on that.
He wants the best for me, and I want the best for him. And I mean, I think the fact that we're both just very religious men, I think that just adds to it. You know, I think we just try to go out each and every week just to let our light shine through the way we play.
Quick question. You know, we're from Japan, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of fan mail. One word of encouragement, this person could have done something great, you know. Like, I don't ever beat myself up too much. I just set really, really high standards for myself. That's how I am in football, and that's how I live life.
But there's a lot of great role models on this team. That's what brings us all closer together, and that's the way we have fun, and that's why we win this. Win.
Talk about your personal thing. You and your wife sharing this with your family.
Oh man, it's like I said earlier, it's really a blessing. I mean, Jesus has definitely blessed my wife and I. I mean, what can I say? It's a true blessing.
Winning a Super Bowl is the highest high you can get. There's absolutely nothing like it. And on the flip side, losing the Super Bowl is the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life. They didn't make penalties and we did, and that's the bottom line, and that's why we lost the game. They played better than we did today.
You're seeing it right here, Hines Ward. You saw how devastating losing a Super Bowl is and how well Sean Alexander and the guys handle themselves. But this is what it's all about, the elation of the winning locker room with the Steelers. Hines Ward, most valuable player of the Super Bowl.
We give all the praise and glory in God. There's no question about that. He is the reason why we're here. And each and every game, win or lose, I'm going to always thank the man above, because he's put me in a position to play a game that I love and doing it with pride and doing it at such a high level. If my number's called, then I have to come up and make plays in the game. And I really don't know how I'm going to do it. I just go out. I'm not going to add any more pressure. I'm just going to continue doing what I've been doing. And when my number's called, just go out and continue making plays for this team.
You know, like if I could say one thing to you that could change your life, but I said, you don't want to hear that, and then the next thing you know, something tragic happened in your life where it didn't happen, and I could have given you the word. that would be my fear. That I didn't do all I could do to help them.
Sold out on Super Sunday. NFL Gospel Fest, Detroit Motown Super Bowl 40. I'm with the Winans. They're getting ready to rock the house here. Guys, I tell you what, this has already been a great show, but it's getting ready to get better because you guys are going to rock and roll.
We got it. We're from Detroit. The Super Bowl's in Detroit, so we owe it to our hometown fans.
These guys are speaking out and using their platform.
It's every little child's dream, man. I'm living every moment of it right now.
On the count of three, we yell, dream big, play big. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dream big, play big. How many of you out here want to be NFL football players someday?
My story is kind of a crazy story, how I ended up in the NFL, and I know it wouldn't have been there if God wouldn't open doors for me.
I have the Super Bowl here at home in my hometown to be playing in it. Couldn't get any better.
But man, this gotta be special.
Well, it is. Not only for me, but my family's enjoying it, my kids are enjoying it, and they're old enough to understand what's going on, so it's kind of fun. I think as you are around this league for a long time, you understand how hard it is to get here and how much of an honor it is to play in this game and to be a part of it.
I'm here with Tommy Maddox, good friend, and Tommy, we talked earlier this week of what it would mean for your career to get a Super Bowl, and you're such a team player, and this is such a great group of guys. I don't know what to say, but how does it feel?
To be a part of this team for 5 years and these guys and see how hard they've worked and the things we've been through, it's fun to see a team come together.
The biggest things is that Lord makes everything possible. He gives you the opportunity to give you life, give you breath, and puts you in this position.
It doesn't happen very often in today's sports that teams actually really enjoy playing together, being around each other. We won the Super Bowl, man. It's just a dream come true. Working hard against each other, and that's what this team is.
I was with Troy Polamalu. He could barely get the words when I talked about faith. He just thanked God and thanked his wife. And
God's taken me on such a weird and crazy journey through all this, and 14 years into it, it's exciting to be here. It's exciting to kind of take it all in. But he always brings me back to 5 years ago when I was out of the league and just praying for a shot to get back in. And he's blessed us so much in those 5 years.
Ken, I just talked to your son. How's it feel to share with little Ken?
Unbelievable. You can't, you'll never be able to replace this feeling. I'm just so glad that he's here with me.
When I know I wouldn't have made it here without my family, and to experience that with them, it's great.
This is the joy of it. I get to go home and be a dad for the next few months. My family is so strong in our faith. I've got a 12-year-old daughter that loves the Lord, and I got a 6-year-old son that loves the Lord. And, when you got that, you're pretty successful.
Tommy Maddox is a Super Bowl champion. How's that sound?
It. Sounds good.
Hey,
sounds real good.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. How we doing, Detroit? Running down miles an hour and running down and hitting folk. That's all I do. So, there's nothing soft about being a Christian.
Badge is a shame that it was for me then. It becomes a badge of honor because a lot of people that are lost in the same stuff that I was lost in, they see me and say, well, if God did it for him, he can do it for me.
That in that macho mind, that macho environment, too many guys will try to act like they're something that they aren't, or that they can't show that side of them, when in fact that's real strength and conviction to do that.
I'm normally hosting the Gospel Fest on Friday, but not this year, but I will stop by. I'm certainly thankful for being here.
Tell everybody about the Gospel Fest, Randall. Last year you're there.
Right.
Reggie White started it back in '96 in New Orleans, and it's become a great big deal at the Super Bowl. What's your recollection of Reggie?
Just a great guy, was unashamed of the gospel, unashamed to share his testimony, and he just get upset because people thought we were football players, and I just told him I had an NFL body, and he would get upset about that.
Do you want to go to heaven? Well, let's talk about it. Is that all right?
And to come out here and they can see us praise God like we do, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because God is, He's the strength.
of everything we do. It's very important for them to see us like that.
Our vocation is to be about his business.
I say to people all the time as people try to bring up that old man, that man that has done so much wrong, I say that man is dead. But what that man has done is not dead.
So let's understand this one thing. When we come in the house of the Lord, in whatever house we may come into, we got to know that God is the reason why we're here. So come on.
Here, tell someone who were backstage tonight.
We had Ray Lewis.
Max Strong from the Seattle
Max
Seahawks
Strong,
playing the Super Bowl
came by.
And I heard Jerome Bettis came by for a second.
I mean, we had a ton of people.
How you doing? Good to see more. I've definitely been blessed. It's only my 5th year, and I've been blessed to win 3 Super Bowls. It has nothing to do with me. It's all the man upstairs.
What vehicle did you get when you won the MVP? Did you keep it? Did you trade it? Did you sell it? What did you do with it?
Buick LeSabre. I'd never really seen one before, and I gave it to my grandpa. He seemed to really like it.
When I joined the Dallas Cowboys, we had 3 little girls who were born in the Navy, so I had the good fortune to win a Dodge Charger after the Super Bowl, and I asked him if I could get a station wagon instead, and you're talking about a big mistake. That was a big. I've never heard the end of that. Even Bradshaw reminded me of that tonight. So
I got a Mazda.
Well, it was a Model A. It was a Corvette, and Cherry and I had become co-founders of a boys' home, and they were trying to buy the property. We raised about $60,000 in a lottery-type thing for the car, and we were able to buy the land for this boys' home, and we just celebrated our 40th anniversary with it. So really, it was a great investment.
That's tremendous. That is tremendous.
You know, Super Bowl 40 here in Detroit would not be complete without the fans' favorite place to be. That's at Cobo Arena for the NFL experience. We've got it all, and we're giving it to you on Sold Out on Super Sunday. Joe Louis, baby. Tough Detroit. That's what it's all about. The experience for me is all about throwing the football, getting with the kids, everything's to experience the National Football League. Let's do it. All right, we're going to play a little finger football right here. You know, the last time I did this, I think I was in like 5th grade. Here you go, baby. You start me up. I've seen you go 6. I've seen you go 6. Whoa, this guy's good. He's got a big leg. Unbelievable. Corey Holt.
It's cool, man. It's you know, it's a good experience. I've been here twice, and I've won one and I've lost one. So I've been on both sides of the deal. It's a great experience. And like I tell the guys, really, really enjoy it, really relish in the moment. And most importantly, come out with that ring if you can.
You know, I've heard everybody today talk about, well, it's a normal game, and we'll try to be normal and feel good.
No, it's not normal. I mean, it is just so awesome when you get out there on the field. The people cheering, you know that there are about 800 million to 1 billion people watching it around the world.
You thinking about what that's going to be like walking out of the field?
I'm trying not to, because then it gets me excited, it gets the emotion starting, and I want to hold on to those.
Hopefully on Saturday night I'll put it all together. You know, I have a nice, good, quiet time, and then I call some people up to pray with me. And on Sunday, you know, I just let it loose.
People don't realize that Christians can praise God on the football field.
Yes, indeed.
How do you do that?
I do it before I line up. I do it when I catch a ball.
My folks have been coming to every game, so I'm just happy that they're able to share in everything that's happening here.
You know, when I was growing up, my dad taught me the game of quarterback. These are fundamentals being taught by these men.
When you take that ball back, you want to put that tip of that ball backwards.
Dream big, play big, right?
More to shoot. We got
Kevin, you're out here with the quarterbacks, man. Why are you doing this?
I teach kids this grade level every day. I teach 4th grade, and this is our youth of tomorrow. This is the NFL of tomorrow, you know.
Look at these guys. I tell you what, they look really good out here learning the fundamentals of the game.
Just watch.
Exactly. That's what I want you guys to do, because every one of us that's played in the NFL and first started with a dream. My mom always used to tell me when I was young, you got to have your dream first, and then you got to play and work towards that dream.
Everyone looks forward to is that it's such a hard game to get to, and that people who you think are going to get here, or teams that you think are going to make it, don't make it. So you have to take and relish every moment that is here, and you do, you know, just from the fact, me personally growing up and knowing and watching the game on TV and things that take place, to actually be in the situation is outstanding, and you have to cherish it.
How's it feel, Chris, to share this with your young son right here?
Oh, man, my boy, you know, I want him to see this because this is my life right here, you know, my family, so this is a big deal for us.
We do have a great group of guys, and we try to do as much as we can as far as spreading the word and, you know, telling them about Christ and the love of God. And I think that just goes back to, you know, the guys that we have on the team that really believe, and like I said, trying to spread it out.
We're back to business, back to football.
This is a family, without a doubt. The same can be said, I'm sure, for the Steelers. You don't get this far in the season or to this game without being a tight group.
With all the guys that we got on our team that are Christians, and they know how to live their life in the correct way. And they knew that even through all the bumps in the road that we took, you know, to get to this situation, they knew that with God on our side, we would be able to get to this situation, get to this point, and it's the Super Bowl.
I'm definitely proud of those boys, but at the same time, you know, you still have that gut-wrenching feeling that, man, you know, one more catch, one more run, one more tackle.
When you walk out of here today, when you walk off this field today, hopefully you've met some of those goals.
One of the best things about the experience that I enjoy every year is NFL players like Eric Beverly, the Detroit Lions, other players that come out and do clinics for the kids to teach them fundamentals of football. This is really what it's all about. Young kids getting an opportunity to interact with NFL players and learn the game the right way.
Not only that, when we think about the guys who are MVPs, who won the Super Bowl, you know, that lasts for 3, 4, 5 years, but after that, it's gone.
That's right.
You impact the kid's life, it lasts a lifetime.
For eternity.
That's right.
That's right. There have been 39 MVPs of this game. One guy, after the Seattle Seahawks and Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday, will be the Super Bowl MVP. But we're going to bring you together for a special get-together with all the Super Bowl MVPs right here at Super Bowl 40.
This is like a who's who for me. You know, back when I was watching games, it's like, you know, you get Bart Starr and Len Dawson. Roger Staubach was an idol of mine. It's
Jim Plunkett, Oakland Raiders. Steve Young, San Francisco 49ers. Terry Bradshaw, 4-time Super Bowl winner. And Bart Starr, the first Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl I.
To win the very first Super Bowl MVP, what does that mean? What does it stand for in your mind?
The great team that I was a part of. I've said that to several people here tonight. I don't think enough people recognize that this, and I noted it to you guys earlier this evening, this is the greatest team sport ever conceived.
None of you play football now, and I wanted to ask you, what's the one thing about the game that you missed desperately?
I miss the competing, being out there, trying to get the job done, coming up with a big play that will help you win the football game.
You know, life is winning and it's losing. I mean, it's part of a process that you have, and I really miss that feeling when we walked off the field of winning, because you defined it, you won that game, and I was there for 11 years. We didn't have a losing season, but thanks to this guy, he ruined a couple seasons for us. As far as Super Bowl quarterbacks, he's the best.
I suppose the only thing I really would want to do would have Art Rooney. I wish I could maybe call on the angel and sit down and have and see him again and shoot the breeze.
I wish there were a way to walk over and give a big hug to Coach Lombardi tonight and be surrounded by your teammates. That's what I miss as much as anything, because it's hard to say in just a few words, but similar to what each of these last two have said, it's something you'll remember all of your life.
You look at the big picture and you see that God's doing things all over the place.
How you doing, bud?
The biggest thing I remember is kind of the process leading up to it. Just the journey that God took me on and my family on, going from Tampa to Baltimore.
I think it gives you an opportunity, and sadly enough for some of us, you know, you go through tragedy in life.
It has been in our life. You know, losing our son obviously was the most horrific thing you could ever imagine, and I would never wish it upon my worst enemy.
Losing my son 8 years ago to a brain tumor, you know, you don't wish that on your worst enemy.
I understand people come up to you and you kind of just want to say, hey, you know, we're just normal people, but and you kind of get in a room like that and you're kind of looking around like, and this is pretty special.
Getting with a group of guys and kind of coming together as a football team, some of the growth we saw spiritually that year on the team.
The one thing that I think has enabled us to move on is that faith that you have in sources that are much higher than we even know of.
God teaches us our greatest lessons through pain and suffering, and people don't want to hear that message. But through pain and suffering, C.S. Lewis says it's the microphone to a deaf ear.
You know, Foundation is all about just lifting up the name of Jesus and then affecting lives.
It's not just something you read, and it's been the comfort that's allowed us to go to bed at night and been able to still raise our 3 beautiful girls and love one another as husband and wife.
But we're just like anyone else. We face tragedy daily, and we face situations that you need to bounce back from.
We started about 5 years ago. It's called the First Things First Foundation. You can get on the web at kurtwarner.org and find out all the things that we're doing and how to get involved.
It truly puts everything in perspective, and this football thing's a great thing, and I don't want to take away from what we do professionally, because we're all called to excellence in what we do. And in football, that means trying to win the Super Bowl. But as soon as that gets in the way of your daily walk with the Lord, then you're falling on some dangerous ground. And it's happened to me in my life, and you need to step back and say, okay, you know, why am I here? What is God doing through me? And what's overall the biggest purpose here is to love Him and enjoy Him.
My dad taught me to love football and the integrity of football, and these guys do so much to give back to the community, and that's something tonight that you heard a lot about football, but one of the things that all these guys do is that they use their platform to help kids, to give to charities, as you heard Bart Starr say, men of faith and character, and it's just been a real privilege. I hope you enjoyed it right here on Sold Out on Super Sunday.
You know, I was one of the guys that did that, and you get your $1,500 and you say, hey, you know, we're going to Disneyland. And the thing about the fine print that you don't realize is that you're going. And you're going tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Lieutenant Colonel Mike Brown. I'm here with Captain Craig Harvey.
And you're watching Sold Out on Super Sunday.